to come to the East Coast where it's colder this time of year. But my man Cam's gonna be here in a few minutes. My man RC is in the house. And for the first time, I'm sitting next to this one right here. Mina's in the house. There's a lot of life to look forward to on First Take this morning. The boys and the one in the house.
It could be a big statement night tonight for the Kansas City Chiefs. Touchdown, Kansas City!
When we play all 4 quarters with toughness and energy, we know we're a tough team to beat.
Hollywood Brown is having a night!
We got worked pretty good. It's disappointing, really disappointing.
The final score, Kansas City 30 and the Detroit Lions 17.
We're not afraid to go up against anybody. We're going to match the intensity of whoever steps on that football field.
First Take is presented by Freestyle Libre.
Good morning and welcome into First Take. We got Ryan Clark, Stephen A. Smith in the flesh. We got Cam Newton as well joining us down from Atlanta. Amina Smith here with you. Cam, you got the pinky rings on. You're feeling good. You look good. How you doing?
Man, any better, I beat Stephen A. Smith, but I
feel By the way, congratulations. Saturday night again, brother. We watched. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Definitely well deserved. Well, let's jump right into it. The Chiefs took down the Lions 30-17 in prime time, and the Kansas City offense finally looks like it's humming. However, that wasn't the big story. At the end of the game, Lions safety Brian Branch was approached by Patrick Mahomes for a high five. Branch ignored Holmes, and Juju Smith-Schuster, he didn't like that very much. Juju exchanged words with Branch, and then that turned into a brawl on the field. Take a listen.
I love Brian Branch, but what he did is inexcusable, and it's not going to be accepted here. It's not what we do. It's not what we're about.
Should have never did it. It was childish. I got blocked in the back illegally, and it was running the ref. The ref didn't do anything, and just stuff like that. And I could have got hurt off of that, but I still shouldn't have done that. So.
Something shocking to see after that game, and according to Adam Schefter, the league is reviewing the incident. However, Stephen A. Smith, I want to start with you. How should the league handle this?
Well, first of all, he should be suspended immediately. How many games I'll leave up to RC and Cam because they played, I did it. The bottom line, though, he should be suspended. There's no excuse for that behavior. That's number one. Number two, moments earlier, he refused a handshake with Patrick Mahomes when Patrick Mahomes had rolled up to him. Let's not forget that. And he's talking about some hit, you understand, that transpired where he could have got hurt. Well, that clearly, was that Patrick Mahomes that did that? Was that Patrick Mahomes? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. But likelihood is that it wasn't Patrick Mahomes that did that to him. So it's poor sportsmanship. It's a bad reflection on him, definitely. It's a bad reflection on the Detroit Lions, which is what Coach Campbell was alluding to. And as far as I'm concerned, since you misrepresented the organization so flagrantly, so publicly, I think a suspension has to come from the league and the Detroit Lions, because you ain't got no business acting that way. That's where I'm at with it.
People fight in football.
Right.
And also, too, I ain't got to shake your hand. If I walk past your quarterback, if I walk past your head coach, if I walk past your wide receiver, I walk past them, name my friends, name my teammates. Now, what you can't do is take things that happen in the act of playing football and retaliate after the game. I don't care if you got blocked in the back. I don't care if you got cracked back. That's on the referees to officiate during the game. And now, if you want to dole out some physical punishment in return within the whistles, then you do that. It's inexcusable to go after the game and punch somebody in the helmet. It's also stupid, right? Now you're putting yourself in jeopardy. Now you're putting your team in jeopardy. And also, when you're the NFL and you're going to start to review this, you're going to look at his past. You're going to look at the personal foul penalties. You're going to see a pattern of behavior, and that is how you're going to levy this fine, levy this suspension. I do believe that he's going to be suspended for a game, and I would be comfortable with him being suspended for a game because you took something that happens in football every single game and made it bigger. And the other piece of what the NFL is going to review is the fact and how they're going to have a feeling about it is Patrick Mahomes jumped in this fight to break it up. Could you imagine if Patrick Mahomes gets hurt after the game breaking up a fight because you punched one of his teammates? That is the sort of danger you put everyone involved in, and the NFL can't have that.
Now, RC, you make a good point. You know, I don't have to shake your hand. We're not teammates. You don't have to do anything like that. However, what happened after that obviously is something you don't want to see. Cam, what do you have to say about what the NFL should do?
Yeah, RC knows this. Every former player knows this. Every current player knows this. During a game of football, there's probably the most slanderous, reckless talk or things to be said than any other sport. I've sat courtside, I've been to baseball games, I've seen different displays of different sporting events, but nothing matches the intensity and the verbal violence that takes place during an NFL game. Needless to say, when Brian Branch speaks on, in essence, not being taken care of or putting his career at jeopardy with a late hit or whatever, that still is inexcusable, because where's your emotional intelligence, right? Where is your understanding of saying, hey, I have to control my emotions because everything, as RC says, within the whistle, it's done. Are you frustrated? Yes, cool. Do you have to shake that person's hands? No, but at the same time, you shouldn't go and have this type of act to now be the clip that describes Brian Branch. And you don't deserve that as the player that you are. And it's just sad, because what's going to come from this is going to be something that the league and the Detroit Lions will use as an example. And you never want to be the guy to be used as an example in any type of situation for bad reasons.
I just wanted to bring up the only reason I brought up the fact that he didn't shake Patrick Mahomes' hands. I fully understand that happens. I brought it up because it preceded the hit, the slap to Juju Smith-Schuster's head. That's what I'm saying. So he had major attitude in the immediate aftermath towards a whole bunch of folks over there wearing the Kansas City Chiefs uniform. Again, that's what I'm saying. The only reason I brought that up was because, you know what, most people don't go past Patrick. Yeah. Most people don't go by the quarterback. They save their vitriol and hostility for other players, not their opposing quarterback. But in this case, that's exactly what he did. And then to do what he did with Juju Smith-Schuster, with Coach Campbell feeling compelled to come out post-game and say, that's not reflective of who we are. It was inexcusable and it won't be tolerated. It just shows how embarrassed the coach was by the action of one of his players.
And the other big piece of it is this too. So many times when we know these players, because I know Brian, we want to say things like, that's not who he is. Right. We want to say he's better than that. And that is my feeling. That's not who Brian Branch is, right? I believe Brian Branch is better than that. But you are what the film says, right? You are what your actions are. And to the rest of the world, to the NFL, to the Detroit Lions now, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the entire league, he's the guy who, after the game, premeditatedly walked up to another player to punch him, because that's the thing I think about, Stephen A., when you say he walked past Patrick Mahomes. He walked past Patrick Mahomes because he had another mission, right? He had made up his mind, whether it was after the block or once the game ended, that I'm going to go see him right now, and it's on site. And then obviously we see the aftermath.
And Cam, I see your face. Go ahead and jump in.
Yeah, man, it's disappointing, because this should not be the display that we see, any type of player, man. And, you see innocently Juju Smith-Schuster, he